You just let me know.
Right. I'll do that. Just maybe don't wait for me, though, okay?
Envoy, I'm not ready to go to Solace. Maybe there's another way. Maybe we can fashion some kind of flying boat? Fui tu meio, Envoy. I don't know. There's just so much. Right. Maybe it would. Thanks, Envoy. I feel this fear inside, this heart pounding, can't breathe. It's like I'm dying every time. I've been bit by core vipers, fallen into old spike pits, drank cure water from a Zarup shaman. And it never felt like this. It's as if the thought of being here, of returning home, is the deadliest thing I can imagine. And it's getting worse. I imagine you can. You've been through a lot. You've already died once, for God's sake. It's more than just going home, I think. It's everything. The politics, the people, the way I left. I betrayed the traditions I was raised on, and I don't know why. I've seen that island off the coast all my life, and I grew up hearing tales about the garden. But it always felt like a legend, like those old tales about the gods. No one has been there in centuries, as far as I know. I don't. They didn't really encourage us to go looking for it either. There is something that's bothering me. Specifically, if you can spare a moment. Since we entered the Tusks, I've been getting these flashes of memory. Like there are answers in my head I can't get to. They seem to be about a village, somewhere north of Solace. Fear and sorrow, but also answers. Thanks, Envoy. It might be nothing, but it'll be nice having backup whenever I go to find it. Anyway. What do you want to talk about? Solace is a walled keep that has stood basically unchanged for centuries. The Pargrunen there think the walls are indestructible, which tells you a lot about why they don't like to leave. Instead of laws, they have traditions that date all the way back to the founding of Solace. Violate these traditions at your peril. I say it's the safest place in the Tusks, but don't get me wrong. Growing up there was not easy, and leaving was even harder. Nothing I can think of, no. You know as much as I do at this point. Let's see. First rule in Gallowayne's tusks is to be grateful for every breath. The air itself is poisonous here, if you breathe enough of it. Don't overexert yourself, and keep your heartbeat slow. A wet cloth over your mouth and nose will help. Remember that this place wants to kill you at all times. Act like your every step is putting you in danger. And make sure to clear your eyes, ears, and nose every now and then. Ash builds up faster than you'd expect. Right, changing the subject. Let's make sure they're not listening. Who do you want to talk about? Giada's a mystery to me. Animancers give me the vricus, and for good reason. Most of them would just as soon turn your soul into jewelry as look at you. Giada seems different. She's smart, thoughtful, and she's got a spine, too. You can tell when someone needs extra help out here, and she doesn't. So, yeah, I don't understand her, but I guess I don't have to, really. Ask away. Thank you. Not everyone accepts that some things are best left in the past. Right, changing the subject. What do you need? Not before I've done some reading.
Oh, and that illusory blizzard to enter the domain. Genius. Had we stayed any longer, I think her illusions could have convinced us we had frostbite.
Rawatayans love to boast about how barren and rugged our homeland is. But we've got nothing on the Pargrunan living here. I can't fault your optimism, but would you think that if this was the only landscape you ever saw day in and day out? According to Marius, his people are forbidden from ever leaving the Tusks.
I did tell you that, didn't I? Must have been drunk.
I'm all for pulling together, but that's just oppressive.
You're not alone. A lot of people in Solace would agree with you.
Exactly. It's not a home if you have to lock people in it. Ravatai has a similar problem. Between the constant storms and the rocky soil, the land's never supported us easily. So many of us find work as sailors and mercenaries. We explore the world as soldiers or as part of a trade mission. We venture out. We're encouraged to. Yeah, that's certainly part of it. Look, I'm not trying to defend or debate my empire's conduct, or yours. Everyone in the Living Lands faces struggle. But people choose that, and usually to escape something worse. Forcing people into a lifetime of hardship for the sake of principle or tradition is a different matter entirely. Never. The Pargrunan of Solace are notoriously suspicious of outsiders. Though, from the looks of this place, Solace's real concern has got to be keeping its people in, not keeping the rest of us out. My favorite subject. I'm well past seconds myself, if we're counting. Even decent people make mistakes. And the rest of us can grow, with a little time and grace. Even if it weren't, I'd rather be wrong than cynical. Anyway, if this place can't give us misfits and screw-ups a second chance, what hope do we have? Yeah, it happens. Sharing the road and sharing each other's battles. But out of all the people I've fought alongside, I haven't gotten to know many of them as well as you. I never thought I'd feel this at ease again with anyone else, much less myself. But you helped me face loss, regret. After drifting for a long time, I finally feel like I belong again. Thanks. It's a new feeling, but I'm getting used to it. So whatever you need, whatever it takes to finish this journey, I'm with you. To the end. I joined up with the Rawatine Navy as soon as I was old enough. I was part of our campaign to establish a foothold in the Deadfire Archipelago. Starting out, it was exciting, purposeful. I believed in our mission. We were returning to our ancestral homeland, reclaiming fertile soil that would feed Rawatine. Additionally, we were helping Deadfire, bringing organization to the pirate-ridden archipelago and civilization to our distant Wana cousins. To add, you're bringing order and civilization to our lawless frontier? Then I hope you learn from my mistakes faster than I did. The Huana didn't want us there. We spent almost as much time fighting the tribes as we did pirates and Wilder. And it was hard to see how any of our fighting and dying was feeding people back home. I'd always heard that war was supposed to temper us, strengthen us, but I didn't see that either. Some fell apart. Some bought into the cruelty that our continued presence required. Others didn't buy into it, but went along with it anyway. And that bothered me more somehow. I deserted. And I bounced between different mercenary companies for almost 10 years. Hey, not all of us catch on so quick. Besides, there were only so many options for a Rawatine deserter with no training and anything else. As a mercenary, I figured I could at least choose my battles and my crew. I ended up here, didn't I? It was more of the same. The only comfort was being part of a squad. By the time I came to the Living Lands, I'd seen enough, had enough. I did. I found a good home in Thirdborn, and a place in your squad. Look, if I can give you some hard-won advice, stay on your toes. You're in a difficult position. Whatever your role asks of you, make sure it's something you're willing to give, because you're the one who has to live with the consequences. Hey, advice is easy. The hard part's all you. Check your bedroll for fangworms.
We're on the precipice of something magical. You can feel it, can't you? The garden is within our grasp. All we need now is the courage and wisdom to brave the unknown. We'll find a way. We always do. Are you afraid of what's to come? I'm not judging, just curious. The bane of every academic. I believe, for the first time in ages, that I am not afraid. I used to care so much about discovery, invention, but deep down, I was afraid. Of course you do. What Blake? Since we met, everything I believed has been proven wrong. Even my parents. Gods. They really had no idea what they were doing. And look how that turned out. So, even if I'm wrong again, that's part of the... Really? I wouldn't know what to do with that much encouragement. Glad I could get that off my chest. We have bigger problems to worry about, but I appreciate these little moments. What are you so curious about? Anyone in particular? I warn you, I'm not the best judge. Of course. Well, my future is... Oh, and my home is under it. Apart from that, fine. We've seen and done incredible... What I'm up against is much bigger than... Through animancy, I can harness the wild essence of... But what if I tried? Only to have it lash out. The dream scourge is infecting our Adra. Until I understand it, until I can control it, I can't do anything. I'm useless. Let's hope we live long enough to... Quilici always told me to... But how can I slow down when I only have one life? I'll find answers in the garden. For better... You too.
Did you leave anyone back home? To the camp of an official adherent. But I suppose... I always ask nicely. But... I appreciate. Can we save that time? I'm the only buyer you'll find here. A lesson for next time, darling. Unfortunately, and I imagine I'd be more knowledgeable on the subject than anyone else you could find. I've yet to be burned in a single flame trap, and I don't... When I got my first grimoire as a child, I was attempting a simple illusion spell. That was my assumption as well. What is childhood but for... My father was able to pull... I burned myself back. Of course. Now I own... The only lasting damage was... Always a pleasure.
Yatsli, did the godless believe anything about the stars? Any stories about the night? night sky.
There's an Akedan myth that all stars are actually bonfires far in the distance, giving you a peek into the lives of others you'd otherwise never meet.
Fascinating.
Why do you ask, dearie?
There's a lot about the physical world we still don't understand. And I always wonder how much we've forgotten. Falling stars, for example, are rich with
Yeah.
The least you could do is buy something. You're back. Are you here to buy something?
My. It's rather dusty here, isn't it? How did the dwarves manage?
Let me out of here right now!
Will you pipe it down over there?
I'm innocent!
No, you gave the goods back. That's something else.
I demand that this farce of a justice system answer for itself.
Do you do this every day?
Oh, thank the gods. Finally.
Renato here was selling our grave goods to traveling merchants. Don't let him tell about maps and causes. He's a common thief.
I admit I took a few things from Pargrunan memorials. And I admit the caravans paid me a good price for them. Expeditions have costs. Easy to pass judgment when your stomach is full. Sansa has no idea what the living lands are like. He sits in his emporium and thinks it's the Deadfire. Well, it's not. Every day out here is a matter of life and death.
We do fine without grave robbing.
I just needed to survive.
You can't just barge in and tell us what to do with our prisoners.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but I'm not paid enough to argue with it. You're free to go.
About time. I owe you, whoever you are. Actually, wait, I can do better than that. Take my notes. Just do me a favor and don't tell Sansa where I've been. I'll come up with something. As soon as I've found a place to bathe. That's an experience I won't repeat.
Gods, what happened here?
Welcome to Serina's Mercy, outsider. There's nothing for you to see here.
Zaribs. Their tracks are everywhere.
Bravo!
I think they need to hire a new clip.
This was animancy equipment. Someone was experimenting with forces they didn't understand.
Does that mean someone's out alone and locked up in the ash forest? It must be Zarib food by now.
Faster, I say!
Yeah.